How's it going? Dave Rock here. I have a question for you. Is there even a tiny, teensy little bit of a chance that maybe you are possibly, kind of, in some way, some of the time, not recognizing how much fucking amazing stuff you have already done with your life? Is there even a tiny, teensy little bit of a possibility that you're giving yourself a way harder time that you deserve and that you're not actually noticing all of the incredible stuff that you have done and you are doing on a regular basis because your attention is so constantly focused on this bunch of boxes you're telling yourself you've got to tick in order to tell yourself that you've made it, that you've got there, wherever there is, because you're saying that here is not good enough. If you take a breath into yourself right now, if you take a breath into your heart, if you take a breath into the space that you're in right now, inside or outside, and the space inside your body, if you take a look at the world around you right now and you just breathe into all of it, if you ask yourself the question, are you already creating far more good than you allow yourself to recognize? And are you already receiving far more good from the world than you allow yourself to recognize too? This crazy stuff we do, running around trying to achieve more stuff, get a bigger audience, get a bigger whatever, in order to allow ourselves to feel good enough to really be loved, to really feel nourished, to really feel like we have enough. Is it all because we can't actually notice that right here and now, the circulation of giving and receiving a fuck, as in making love, as in creating fertility, as in impregnating, as in touching, creating, giving birth to beautiful new things across the world that all of us are already actually doing. Is it possible that you're not recognizing how beautiful and rich everything you're giving to the world and receiving from the world already is? Hmm? Hmm? I'm just thinking about myself right now. And sometimes I get so caught up in comparing myself to other people. There are spoken word artists and writers out there who I feel I have a similar level of ability or potential ability as, and yet they've got that, they're covered in all of these medallions or in front of these big beautiful audiences or up in front and this kind of show and that kind of show and this book out in the shops, and I can get so caught up in thinking, oh my God, I'm 32, right? Ancient, almost dead, practically. I'm 32, and they're 26 or 25 or 21 or the same age as me, and they seem to have done so much more. And I just had a coaching call, and I was coached powerfully to take a breath into what I have already done and am doing on a regular basis. And I realized I've been in front of about 10,000 people in my life as a teacher or a performer. And I know in my bones I have created as much love and inspiration and energy with those people as pretty much almost any other performer out there. Even if there's a guy or girl who, women, people, men, aliens out there in front of 50,000 people selling a million albums or a million books, the level of connection and magic that I can share with people, I feel like, it's up there on a similar level, which means that anytime I do that with 10 people, 50 people, with 5 people, with 500, I mean, that's it. I'm there. And you know what happens to me all the time, like on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, sometimes people come up to me and embrace me, or put their hands on me, or they email me or call me out of the blue and they tell me something I said 5 years ago, 2 years ago, last year, touched them deeply, opened up something beautiful inside of them, opened up some avenue of hope or love or inspiration inside of them that changed their life. From gigs or workshops that I don't even remember, things I don't even remember saying. Seeds that have been scattered out there in the world over and over again, that are blossoming in places you can't even imagine. If you take a breath right now into every person you've ever been kind to, as a memory that's there in your flesh, how does that feel? And if you breathe that feeling out and share it with this moment, how does that feel? If you take a breath into every person you've ever cheered up in your whole life, as a memory inside your flesh, your blood, your bones, your mind, your heart right now, when you breathe that feeling out alive, sharing it with this moment, how does that feel? If you take a breath into every person you've ever helped or supported or inspired in your whole life, as something, as a memory that's a part of you, every time you've ever helped or inspired anyone, it's a part of who you are now, your body, your heart, your mind. If you take a breath into that, into the reality of that, the life of that inside you right now, can you feel that? There may be people who watched you dancing that you never even knew existed, and something about the way you moved was so beautiful to them that it opened up a doorway into themselves. There may be people who saw you walking down the street just being happy and it lifted their hearts. You may have said something to someone that you don't remember, that saved them for a moment, for a day when they needed saving. You have no idea of the seeds that you've scattered. Can you breathe into the sense of every person you have ever helped, every part of the world you have ever cared for, even for a moment, and breathe into that as a reality inside your living, breathing flesh right now? As you breathe out, can you share that with this moment? And now breathe into the fact that the same is true back to you. Breathe into the limitless number of people who have helped you, who have embraced you, who have smiled at you, given you gifts, who have cheered you up, who have reached out to you. And the amount of people out there in the world right now who love you, who would love to spend time with you, who would love to hold you and talk to you. Breathe all of them awake as a reality inside your body and heart right now. And breathe that out as a feeling that you're sharing with this moment. Now, think about whatever fucking stuff you want to create or achieve in the world and go do it if you want to. Or just sit here or stand here with this. Either way, take time every single day to actually notice all of the giving and receiving that it is happening in your life. You're fucking amazing. Can you feel that?